remember good old-fashioned staying in touch? I had a little trouble with that, didn't I? But that's what we're going to talk about here. Staying in touch with the customer. Now, staying in touch is both the easiest thing in the world and tricky. It's easy, but if you don't do it right, it'll backfire on you. So let's make sure you get it right. All right, first off, for every service business, a thank you card is always appropriate. Now, the thank you card, here's the rules on a thank you card, all right? For one thing, it depends on what service you provide. If you just provided a $5,000 service, okay, if your handwriting is good, a handwritten note is good. I could talk on that one day too about handwritten notes, perhaps. At times they are changing, so but I'm not so sure that a handwritten note hasn't become even more appreciated these days than it ever has been. But handwritten notes are good, but not if your handwriting's not good, and it's not appropriate for small services. So, if you carpet cleaning, keep coming back to that, or chimney sweeping, as my business was, a thank you is good. Now, don't put anything else in that thank you, but you hand sign it. That's the other half of that thought. Make sure you hand sign it, okay? And not from all of us, from the person that performed the service or the president of the company, one or the other. And if you can personalize those thank yous, so much the better. Handwritten personalizes, of course, but dear Mrs. Johnson, blah, 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 is better than dear valued customer. I was never very big on dear valued customer. Whatever you want to do. I'm against it, okay? But nothing about promoting your next service. Don't say call us, blah, 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 blah. Just say thank you. Nothing more than that. You got their money. Say thank you in writing. Now, here's the other thing. When to do it. I have heard many people say, do it right away. I don't think so. I think you should do it about maybe as much as 2 weeks later. No more than that, but at least a week later. So a week, 10 days later, and maybe you do it a week so they get the card in 10 days, something like that. You don't want it to look like your systems are so lousy you can't get out your cards in a timely fashion, but you don't want to be so soon that you're all lumped into the day of the service, kind of. You want to catch them while they're busy forgetting you. All right, so come in a little later, just not too late. Okay. Christmas cards, always appropriate to send a Christmas card in America. Now, I understand that not everybody celebrates Christmas. If you're Jewish listening to this, Christmas may not be particularly meaningful to you. Or, on the other hand, you're an American. So, this is a culture that has Christmas in it, and everybody's having fun in the snow. And, I'm a Christian, and so Christmas is about Jesus to me, okay? But, I got kids. I'm an American. Christmas is also all about Santa Claus and snow and fun and having a great time, and we're all feeling great. So Christmas cards are a happy time of the year. It is appropriate to send a Christmas card. Always in America, it's appropriate. Once again, you're just sending a greeting. It's a little reminder. Make your Christmas card. Don't send cheap cards if you're going to do it at all. Go ahead, spend the bucks for something that's warm and, let them feel your heart a little bit here, okay? I'd say this on email. Email is extremely popular these days because it's cheap, right, and easy. And on top of that, it's easy to make a system out of it, right? I mean, there are companies that do that for you. Don't bite on it. Email is terrible. I get so much email, and it's true, when I get email, I kind of remember the people that I want to remember a little bit, but mostly not. If I got email from the carpet people, like we had our carpets replaced, and then we had the guy come back and clean the carpets, and it's been satisfactory dealing with these people, and I can remember their name because it's ABC. I just happen to remember their name, okay? But if these people sent me email, it would be just the carpet people. It wouldn't make me remember them anymore. And it'd just be another damn email. You know, I'm already throwing away 100 of them a day. I don't need another one. Skip the email, all right? And I don't want to really address social media. I told you early on that, you know, when I was young, I understood the medium, or media, available to me. And, you know, in the early days, email actually was a little bit useful. But, you know, now, you know, you get guys like me talk about Facebook, and, you know, if you're 30 or 40 years younger than I am, you're saying, hey, man, Facebook is it's for old people like you, dude. And I kind of know that, right? But I don't even do Facebook. I don't care about it. So one of the things is that I know that older people are service people, and older people are not as big on some social media, but I guess older people are more Facebook people. If you can reach them that way, you know what to do social media wise, go for it. Just don't badger people to death, whatever you do. Okay. Systematize. And I told you in the last thing, you're going to have to systematize. You've got to systematize this stuff. And that may mean outsourcing it. There are companies that will send cards. You know, sendcards.com is one of them. It's not terribly personal. I'm not positive how much you'll lose by not being personal. You'll probably lose a lot more by not doing it at all. So, you know, choice one is if you can figure out how to do it where you get to actually sign the card and it's personalized. But not a bad choice is just to have it systematized so you never have to think about it. I won't nix those things. You know, check them out. But either that or hire it. But it has to actually happen consistently. Okay, none of this is any good if you don't get it done consistently. So I got a little list here for you, and I just touched on this a minute ago. But your number one thing, your number one effective tool is the telephone. On the other hand, your number one iffy tool is the telephone. Telephone can really, really, really backfire on you. However, telephone and even text, which is like number four. Number four on this list says text is presumptuous. Don't do it. Okay. So there you got that. Except for when it's exactly just the thing. And I'm going to get to that in another deal. But phone and text for something else is just right. Otherwise, don't do it. Email is so worthless that I'd skip it. Right? Mail is really, really cheap. Phone, while kind of free, is expensive if it eats up your time. All right, so mail is the real sweet spot in all of it, as long as there's not too much of it and you don't use it to demand from the customer. You only use it to give to the customer. All right, I think that's enough for now. I'll catch you on the next run. All right, bye. Hey friends, I hope this was useful to you. Would you do something for me? Would you please share this with anybody you know that ought to hear it too? And then would you please give me the thumbs up and subscribe, right? That's kind of important on these things. Feel free to leave comments. All right, thanks a lot. And now get out there and do some winning.